Have you ever thought about how some truths can completely change your life? Well, the passage from the Gospel of Thomas is one of those hidden gems that, if you really get into it, can transform how you see happiness and fulfillment. In a world that's so fast-paced and noisy, where we're bombarded with outside ideas of what success is, this message stands out like a beacon, pointing to the real treasure that lies within us. What could you be missing out on by not exploring that connection? Self-knowledge, for instance, isn't just a trend, it's the key to true abundance. What if I told you that the choice between following the crowd or listening to your inner voice is the most important decision you can make? Get ready to discover how this passage can be your gateway to a life you never thought possible. The importance of the message. When people talk about the Gospel of Thomas, many feel a warmth in their hearts, as if an ancient whisper is calling. This message, so powerful and impactful, holds transformative potential that can resonate in anyone's life. Reflecting on this, it's clear that it's not just about old words, it's an invitation to a journey of discovery. Like a compass in a storm, this message points to a path of introspection and self-knowledge. It's a light shining in the inner kingdom, guiding those who are willing to listen. The lessons in this text are a true treasure. Imagine for a moment the possibility of changing how you view happiness and fulfillment. Often, the answers we seek are right within us, waiting to be discovered. With a simple meditation exercise or even a walk in nature, you can start to connect with that truth. And so, the passage transforms into a call for all who wish to break free from the chains of spiritual poverty. These reflections open doors to a continuous process of transformation, where each person can take control of their narrative. By allowing themselves to hear this message, there's a chance to explore a new horizon, where the inner voice becomes a trusted guide. This is where the journey intertwines with self-knowledge and creative power, leading to a more abundant life. And who wouldn't want to explore that possibility? This quest for transformation is just the beginning of a path that promises to be even deeper and more revealing. Self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is one of those magical keys that many haven't realized they have in their hands. When someone decides to look within themselves, they open the door to a happiness and fulfillment that doesn't depend on outside factors. Life often leads us to believe that happiness lies in material accomplishments or in the approval of others. However, when we pause to reflect, like in a moment of meditation or even journaling, our true essence begins to reveal itself. It's a path where each step counts, each discovery brings new understanding of who we really are. Think about someone who feels lost, constantly seeking validation from friends and family. Instead of waiting for the world to tell them what's right or wrong, that person could ask themselves, what do I really want? This kind of questioning doesn't just bring clarity, it creates space for genuine empowerment. This is where creative power comes into play, allowing that person to draw their own story, aligned with their true aspirations and values. This process of self-knowledge is continuous, a journey full of twists and surprises. And as someone dives deeper, their connection with their inner kingdom strengthens, bringing forth the happiness that resides within them. Each insight gained is a step towards a more authentic and meaningful life. Thus, the inner exploration isn't just a destination, it's a constant invitation to revisit and rediscover oneself. What follows on this journey is equally fascinating, the critique of the external beliefs that surround us. Critique of external beliefs. When we talk about external beliefs, it's hard not to notice how they shape our lives, often subtly but powerfully. Society, the media, friends, and family have a way of telling us what success and happiness are, almost as if they are experts in our lives. This constant pressure can be suffocating, leading many to conform to a standard that doesn't reflect who they are. The truth is that this passive acceptance can result in a journey filled with dissatisfaction and a sense of inadequacy. It's like trying to wear shoes that don't fit, uncomfortable and frustrating. Imagine someone who spends years following a path deemed ideal, like choosing a career just because others think it's the best option. Over time, that person might realize that this choice doesn't bring true happiness. By questioning the external beliefs surrounding them, they can finally break free and seek what truly makes their heart sing. A good example of this is digital detoxing, where one limits exposure to social media and content that doesn't add value, allowing space for personal reflection and goal redefinition. This critique of external beliefs isn't just about rebellion, it's an invitation to autonomy. By freeing themselves from these constraints, a person begins to understand that their definitions of success and happiness should be built from their own inner kingdom. And this rediscovery is full of power and transformation. With every step taken in this direction, the journey of self-exploration becomes even more intriguing, leading to new perspectives and possibilities. What comes next? It's the revealing teaching about the inner kingdom and how it connects to all of this. Revelation of the inner kingdom. The revelation of the inner kingdom is undoubtedly one of the most powerful messages we can absorb. The idea that the kingdom of God isn't a distant place, but rather a space that dwells within each of us, is transformative. When we begin to understand this, the quest for peace and joy becomes an internal journey, not a race toward external achievements. This understanding opens the doors to authentic freedom, where happiness doesn't depend on outside factors but springs from a deep connection with one's own being. Visualize a person who, instead of being swept away by social pressure to accumulate material goods, decides to cultivate their passions and interests. This choice can be as simple as dedicating time to a hobby that's always been pushed aside, like painting or writing. By engaging in this process, that person begins to discover a wellspring of joy they never knew existed. And it's no coincidence, genuine happiness arises when we connect with our true selves. The inner kingdom is an endless source of light and inspiration. Each of us possesses a unique wisdom that, when accessed, can transform not just our own lives but also the lives of those around us. As this revelation deepens, the process of self-exploration becomes richer and more engaging. This quest to understand what resides within us is just the beginning of a journey intertwined with the idea of creative power. What follows is the importance of this power in shaping the life we desire. Process of self-exploration. The process of self-exploration is a path that, while challenging, is full of rewards. It's a deep dive into oneself, where radical honesty becomes an essential ally. When someone commits to exploring their emotions, beliefs, and values, they begin to uncover layers that often lie hidden beneath the surface of everyday life. This process isn't just about understanding who we are, but also about accepting the parts of us that may have been neglected or suppressed. It's like opening a treasure chest where each discovery can shine a new light on our journey. For instance, practicing self-exploration might involve keeping a journal to jot down thoughts and feelings. This simple yet powerful practice allows for a closer connection with the inner voice. Another approach is guided meditation, which provides a safe space to explore the inner world without distractions. These tools help make visible the patterns that surround us and create space for the true essence to begin manifesting. As these discoveries accumulate, the person starts to feel a growing sense of empowerment. The beauty of this process is that there's no right or wrong in it. Each journey is unique and personal, and the revelations that arise are invaluable for building a more authentic life. The more we explore, the more we find a sense of purpose that is intrinsically ours. Thus, self-exploration becomes not just an end but a means that connects us to our creative power. And with that, the practice of meditation and introspection becomes a crucial tool to deepen this journey. What follows is the importance of slowing down and finding time for these fundamental practices. Power of creation. The power of creation that we all possess is a fascinating aspect of the human experience. When someone begins to deeply know themselves, they discover they have the ability to shape their own life. This realization is liberating. It's like realizing we are the artists of our own masterpiece. Each decision, each thought, and each action becomes brushstrokes that compose the canvas of our existence. And, by understanding this, life transforms into an adventure where the protagonist is each of us, with the freedom to choose the direction we want to take. For example, imagine a person who, after a period of self-exploration, decides to change careers to follow a passion they've always had. This choice, based on a deep understanding of themselves, not only brings them closer to their goals but also makes them feel alive. The art of creating one's own life lies in aligning actions with personal values, allowing each step taken to reflect who they wish to be. This alignment not only brings happiness but also a sense of fulfillment that often eludes us when we follow external expectations. By recognizing their own creative power, a new way of viewing challenges emerges. Instead of feeling helpless in the face of adversity, the person becomes a problem solver, capable of finding innovative and meaningful solutions. This is where the practice of meditation and introspection becomes essential, providing mental and emotional clarity so that the inner voice can guide each step. Thus, connecting with the power of creation opens doors to limitless possibilities, leading to a life rich in meaning and authentic choices. What follows on this path is the transformative impact that the practice of meditation can have on someone's life. Practice of meditation and introspection. The practice of meditation and introspection is a powerful tool for those looking to connect more deeply with their inner kingdom. In a world full of distractions, finding a moment of silence can seem like a luxury, but it's, in fact, a vital necessity. When you sit in quietness, even if just for a few minutes, you open a channel to your inner voice. This space of tranquility allows hidden truths to surface, providing valuable insights into who we really are and what we desire for our lives. Imagine someone who, after a hectic day, decides to dedicate 10 minutes to a simple meditation practice. By focusing on their breath and letting thoughts flow, this person may begin to notice patterns that previously went unnoticed. This practice doesn't need to be complicated. There are apps like Headspace or Insight Timer that offer guided meditations, making it easier to step into this space of introspection. As the mind calms down, clarity emerges, allowing daily challenges to be viewed in a new light, almost as if a fog has lifted. The effects of meditation and introspection go beyond the present moment. It's a practice that reflects in all areas of life. Over time, this connection strengthens, and the ability to hear the inner voice becomes sharper. This not only improves decision-making but also fosters a sense of empowerment and authenticity. When someone dedicates time to this practice, transformation begins to happen, leading to positive consequences that can profoundly impact their life. And the awareness of the consequences of ignoring this self-knowledge is a warning that shouldn't be ignored. What follows is a discussion on how the lack of introspection can lead to a life of spiritual poverty and disconnection. Consequences of ignorance. Ignoring self-knowledge can be one of the biggest obstacles someone faces on their personal journey. When we drift away from ourselves and don't take time to understand our emotions and beliefs, we risk living a superficial and disconnected life. This disconnection can result in spiritual poverty, where joy, purpose, and fulfillment are constantly sought in the wrong places. Life becomes a monotonous routine, where we navigate aimlessly, simply reacting to circumstances instead of proactively shaping them. Imagine a person who, by ignoring their true passions and desires, ends up settling into a career that doesn't satisfy them. Over time, that emptiness starts to manifest as dissatisfaction and frustration. The practice of introspection could have helped that person identify what truly makes them happy and redirect their energy toward a path more aligned with their true self. This awareness is a crucial step, as it enables someone to make more conscious and authentic choices. The consequences of not delving into self-knowledge can be alarming. Beyond a life without purpose, there may be a negative impact on personal relationships and mental health. When we ignore the inner voice, anxiety and depression can become unwelcome companions. Therefore, the importance of listening to oneself and connecting with one's essence is an invitation to live fully. As we become aware of this, empowerment becomes increasingly evident, and the need to trust our inner voice becomes urgent. The journey continues with a reflection on the significance of this empowerment in building a meaningful life. Empowerment. Empowerment is a powerful concept that becomes a driving force in the life of those who choose to listen to their inner voice. When someone realizes they have control over their choices, a new light shines, illuminating the path to a more authentic and fulfilling life. This process isn't just about making decisions, it's also about nurturing self-confidence and autonomy. The feeling that we are the creators of our own destiny is liberating, bringing a renewed perspective on the challenges we encounter along the way. For example, think about someone who has always felt trapped by the opinions of others. By finally listening to their own voice, that person can decide to make a significant change, whether in their career or personal relationships. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but it begins with small actions, like setting boundaries or saying no when necessary. By doing this, the person starts to feel more in control of their life, and over time, this strengthens them even more. This empowerment is essential not just for personal growth, but also for the ability to positively influence the world around us. When a person feels empowered, they not only make better decisions for themselves but also inspire those around them to do the same. It's a domino effect that can transform lives. And as this journey of empowerment progresses, the choice of life becomes a central theme, where exploring the inner world is seen as an opportunity for abundance and meaning. What follows is a reflection on this vital choice that each of us faces. Choice of life. The choice of life is a crucial point in our personal journey, and often it's where things get really interesting. We all face this fork in the road at some point, where we must decide between living in scarcity, under the weight of external expectations, or bravely exploring our inner world in search of abundance and meaning. This choice isn't just about superficial preferences, it's a profound shift in perspective that can redefine our path and guide us toward a more fulfilling and significant life. Imagine someone who, after a period of reflection, decides to leave a job that doesn't satisfy them, despite the social pressure to maintain stability. That person might choose to follow a passion, even if it means facing the unknown. By making this choice, they not only start to live in alignment with their values, but they also open up space for new opportunities and experiences that previously seemed unattainable. The courage to follow this new path can lead to extraordinary personal growth, where each step becomes an affirmation of who they truly are. This choice between scarcity and abundance is, ultimately, an invitation to live with authenticity and intention. Life transforms into a constant exploration, where each decision is an opportunity to learn more about ourselves and the world around us. Thus, the act of choosing becomes an act of creation, where we shape reality according to our desires and personal values. The continuation of this journey is just the beginning of a path filled with discoveries and achievements. Now, reflecting on all this, the viewer is invited to consider how these messages can intertwine in their own life. Now that you've had the chance to explore these profound ideas, it's time to reflect. How can you apply this knowledge in your life? True transformation begins when you decide to listen to your inner voice and commit to self-knowledge. Are you ready to break free from the external beliefs that limit you and embark on a journey of self-exploration? Think about small actions you can take today to initiate this process, perhaps setting aside time to meditate or write about your dreams. And remember, every choice you make shapes your reality. If you're ready for this change, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning how to create a full and meaningful life. After all, the change you seek starts now.